I want to share the latest with you in regard to John Fetterman. But first, let's honor the fallen this Memorial Day and remember those who gave everything. Now, what I have to share with you guys, you're not going to want to miss, especially from the standpoint of the latest with John Fetterman's situation. And the main focus being Fetterman's claim that Democrats are upset with him for adopting more centrist positions after recovering from a stroke. He alleges that his mental health struggles, including depression, are being weaponized against him by the critics who are more concerned about his political shift rather than his health. Fetterman emphasizes the need for change, citing public sentiment from the November elections and ongoing concerns over transparency and governance. The video that I'm going to show you here is from Fox News Sunday, a segment where concerns about Fetterman's health were raised by his former chief of staff and some Senate Democrats. Although John Fetterman argues that this is a political attack, I will leave that up for you all to decide. I can't wait to read all your comments.
Senator Fetterman is very upset because he says that now that he's kind of recovered from his stroke, that the Democrats are now upset that he has come out to the middle on a lot of issues, and they're trying to go back to the health issues he had, and that they're weaponizing that against him. They're really not upset about his health. What they're upset about is that he now has more nuanced and maybe in the middle positions. Here's what he said. He said, "Doctors warned me years ago, after it's public that you're getting help for depression, people will weaponize that. Simply things are turned." That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
This became the Belichick girlfriend story of politics. It just keeps going and going. Fair enough. Shannon, you think he's right?
This has been a really tricky story here in Washington because it's his former chief of staff reached out to his physician to say, I'm worried about him. This is somebody who worked with him, who cared about him, who says, yes, we celebrate that he got help for that and that he was transparent about it, but I'm worried that he's not following through with the plan. The Hill reports that there are a number of Senate Democrats who are worried about him, who want to find out the best way to try to intercede or help him, that they have real concerns. Now, listen, he has been showing up, stepping up his schedule in the Senate, doing hearings and other events. So he says, yeah, this is just being weaponized against me, the fact that I received mental health care and treatment. So I don't know exactly where this is going to wind up.
I was listening to someone today actually praise John Fetterman for advocating unity and collaboration despite differing beliefs. And I also came across another interview that I'd like to share with you, if you guys are interested, of course, with John Fetterman and Senator McCormick.
But I am having a conversation with Senator Fetterman, Senator McCormick next week. We've got a special conversation that we're going to have and sit down with them. And so it's certain to come up and to see how he's doing and whether he thinks this is just a political hit job or whether people are genuinely concerned. That's the question.
Well, that'll be a must-watch interview, and we will be tuning in. I'm sure you'll get to the bottom of that. So thank you, Shannon, and watch Fox News Sunday today on Fox News Channel.
So be sure to stay locked in. Hit that like button. I really would appreciate it. But more importantly, subscribe so you won't miss that video. Now that you've heard that, I want you to pay very close attention to the next collection of clips here that I want to share with you. It seems as though there's a lot happening and a lot going on, but what we're not so much hearing or seeing much of is the truth. Well, at least not from mainstream legacy media. We shall dissect all of this and more, as we always do, but most importantly, I want you guys to watch, listen, pay very close attention, and tell me of these to follow which one you think is the worst, which one you think is the craziest, which one you think is the most unbelievable.
We need a do-over in Congress. We need to start a movement. Every single member of the House and the Senate is up for election in 2026, and we need to shake it up. We need to change things. These members of Congress are not working for the American people. They haven't been for a very long time. And they make empty promises, and I don't know about you, but I'm over it. And it doesn't matter if you're liberal, if you're progressive, if you're conservative, Republican, Democrat, independent. It doesn't matter what your religion is, what the color of your skin is. We are getting shafted over and over again. And we are the only ones that have control to do anything about it. I don't know about you, but I am so tired of the divisiveness. And it is done by design. It really is. It's a psyop. They're just messing with people. They lie. The media lies and covers for them. They only come out during election years. It's crazy to me. We need to replace every single member of Congress. I don't care if they've only been in there 2 years. Out. We need a do-over. We need to start over. Clean slate. And if they don't go to work for us, then we do it again. And we do it again until they start paying attention if they want to be reelected. We need a movement. We have to stop talking about it. We have to actually do it. We need to go on our state level and we need to research every single candidate, even the ones that aren't big out there, that don't have big money backers, because they may have great ideas and they may want to work for us, but they just can't get their voices heard because money talks and bullshit walks. We need to research every single person on the ticket and vote those people in. We are the movement. We are the United States of America, not these asshats that we send to Washington, D.C., that go in and come out millionaires while we're busting our asses and getting scraps.
And I think that we need to be skeptical of everything that we are told by people in power. And I mean, that obviously should be the mantra of being a journalist to begin with. If your mother tells you she loves you, get a second source. Right. But we just need to remember that, like, politicians lie, White Houses lie, power is an aphrodisiac. And we just need to all remember that and not take at face value anything that we're told.
We need to get them in a chokehold. They're trying to strangle us, and we should reciprocate. We did not chase anyone out. We provided the best possible conditions to work in our market, and they're trying to choke us. And we should act in a mirror fashion.
I think one of the things that is happening now is that the Trump administration is, of course, testing the system in ways it hasn't been tested before. In the law enforcement sense, do you think there are laws that should be put in place that would help better manage this that aren't in place now? I mean, are we equipped? Is the law enforcement system and the legal system equipped to deal with what we're seeing now?
Probably there could be changes at the margins, but in the main, we have the tools. There are cultural impediments to doing this work. Let's say you work in the FBI. You know that one of the two political parties is, let me put it nicely, white supremacist adjacent at a minimum. And so why would you want to throw your career on that side of the line and be summoned to Capitol Hill to be asked, why are you pursuing these innocent groups? And so we have a cultural impediment to working it effectively that should get more attention than it does.
It is time for Republicans to start calling him out and start questioning his mental acuity and whether or not he is equipped to serve mentally.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this. People tried to talk about the mental acuity of Joe Biden. And as someone who was able to interact with him, I never questioned his mental acuity.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't even let him give me a Heimlich maneuver. Yeah. That's how little I feel about people. I don't know.
Well, and a MAGA supporter is like
calling you right now.
I got it.
I fixed it.
Tell that MAGA man, leave you alone.
I'm not sleeping with you anymore.